The following recording is a production of Kickin' Out at 2 in conjunction with the Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network and is intended for private use only. For more information, head on over to facebook.com/Kickin' Out at 2 or our Twitter handle @Kickin' Out 2, along with searching Retromania with a W on any and all podcast platforms available to listen to archive shows such as this and all the great content of the Retromania Pro Wrestling Podcast Network. Evergreen content at your fingertips anytime at your listening pleasure. And with that being said, we thank you for listening and hope you enjoy the show.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you all for pressing play and hitting download, liking, subscribing, and rating and reviewing this podcast known as Kickin' Out at 2. It's a nostalgic walk down the aisle of wrestling memory lane, and we are back for another episode. And before we press play, or click record, I should say, our last episode, we shared that we were going to search the WWE Vault on YouTube, and we were going to find something we've never seen before, something very rare, and we're going to watch it with all of you. And as we were doing that, Dennis came up with a new concept. So as of right now, I'm going to earmark this and make this official. This is the Dennis J. Levy Happy Hour Watch Party, where we're going to be bringing to you stuff on the Vault that we've never seen before on the WWE Vault page, the WCW Vault channel, and we're going to watch it with all of you. So, this one is a doozy, okay? We were searching through, we found some fun stuff, and we found some contenders for future episodes, and this one is going to be good. It's on the WWE Vault page. It's never been seen before. It's a dark match, a steel cage dark match from WWF Superstars. It's Bret Hart going one-on-one with Hakushi. So you can, if you want to watch that with all of us, you can go on the WWE Vault page and search Bret Hart and Hakushi clash in steel cage dark match. It's unseen, never been seen before. It's in the rare footage from the Vault section when you go on the WWE Vault page. And Dennis picked this one out. So, Dennis, tell me, why did you pick this match in particular we're going to watch?
So one of my favorite, like forgotten, never talked about matches of all times in your house, Hakushi versus Bret Hart. Forgive me, I forgot how they got there and why the rivalry, why they had a rivalry and whatever.
I think Jerry Lawler tried to make Bret Hart out to be like a bigot and a racist, and he used Hakushi. I don't remember all the details behind the storyline, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe Jerry Lawler tried to portray Bret Hart as this like bigot towards Japanese people.
Okay.
And then Hakushi was doing Lawler's bidding, when really it was just Lawler stirring it up because he hated Bret Hart so much. I think that's where it was. I could be mistaken, but continue.
I'm saying, I just remember that their chemistry was incredible.
Yeah.
And it also like Bret Hart against like the 1, 2, 3 kid, Hakushi, and I'm trying to think maybe even like the Shawn Michaels, or like the people who could fly around. He does the best matches with, and Hakushi that I just remember watching that match, and I'm like, that stole the show in my opinion. And then that event,
it was a great match. I do remember that match. Actually, I did a recap of that show, that entire In Your House, in the archives. You can find it. I believe it's under our Blind Date Diary section. You can find that.
I like that name.
Yeah. So this is kind of like a blind date, because
absolutely.
I've never seen this match before.
When I bartended, yes, some people stayed. I mean this concept of the happy hour. Most people when they had happy hour, they had 1, 2 beers, chips and salsa, and they were gone within 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like the perfect thing for this.
I like it because it's like a quick little blast. We're still engaged, doing a watch along. But it's not like 2.5, 3 hours like the old ones used to be, which you can still find in the archives. Because those were still fun. But I thought I like it, and I think moving forward, this is kind of our jam and where we're at. Unless we feel the need to watch an entire show that we think is good enough to watch, and for 2.5 hours, then maybe we'll do that. But this is I like it, Dennis. I like the happy hour concept. So the Dennis J. Levy Happy Hour Watch Party here, presented by Kickin' Out at 2. So like I said, go to the WWE Vault page on YouTube, and then search in the section that's titled Rare Footage from the Vault, and then you'll search through it, and you'll see a picture of Bret Hart and Hakushi inside of a cage titled Unseen, Bret Hart and Hakushi Clash in Steel Cage Dark Match. And it goes about, what is that, 15 minutes?
15 minutes,
15 minutes, 58 seconds, so almost shy of 16 minutes. So,
Yep.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that. So when I say play, press play. Now, my YouTube might have commercials. So when a commercial pops up, I will kind of give you a heads up to pause so that we can, we can all stay together. And if I feel the need to play the audio, I will, and I'll tell you to, put yours on mute or whatever. Keep your audio on mute as you listen to the soft, soothing sounds known as Dennis J. Levy and myself as we watch this never-before-seen dark match between Bret Hart and Hakushi inside of a steel cage. So, without further ado, the very first Dennis J. Levy Happy Hour watch party will begin in 3, 2, 1, and hit play. Buffering, and it's a commercial. So we have a commercial right now for car insurance, and we're going to skip it in about 14 seconds. Actually, that's Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family in this commercial.
Is that who that is?
Yes, that is. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skip the commercial.
Yeah, but poor Eric, he's out of the job.
And we are off with this dark match, steel cage match here for the very first Dennis J. Levy Happy Hour. And like I said, it goes about 15 minutes. So I can tell just by looking at it right now, the halfway point, we are going to have a commercial. And like I said, I'll keep track of all that for all of you. It's like I said, 16-minute watch along here. So just a little bit to whet your appetite this summer, the beginning of the happy hour concept presented by Dennis J. Levy and myself, of course. Out of all the, I think it's fair to say that this year in 1995, Bret Hart was fed a lot of stinkers between the Isaac Yankem, the dentist. They put him in there with, the I Quit match with Bob Backlund at WrestleMania that year was terrible. The Pirate, Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
I believe it or not, I like that match.
Oh my God! Well, all right, the match wasn't bad, but the story was terrible.
Oh, 10,000%.
And you know what the funny thing is? The story. I found out the origins behind that storyline. So the storyline for Bret and Jean-Pierre Lafitte was Pierre stole his jacket. Okay, and that came from an episode of Bruce Pritchard's podcast, Something to Wrestle, and Bruce told the story that originated from a storyline that took place in Joe Blanchard's Southwest Championship Wrestling between Jose Lothario and Tully Blanchard, where Tully Blanchard, I believe, stole Jose Lothario's varsity jacket or something. And it was big down there, in Texas.
Okay.
So they took that and they adopted it with this, and it didn't really sit with me. I'm like, you stole a jacket? That's what we're fighting? A jacket? I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of silly. Even at 13 years old, I was like, this is fucking silly. Come on.
A little unrelated, but the funniest storyline of all time, kind of like that, was when on a random Raw, the Repo Man stole Macho Man's Randy Savage's hat. And
I remember hearing,
The man was going through such hard times, he couldn't pay off the hat. Anyway.
That was stupid.
That was pretty stupid.
That was stupid. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. As Bret makes his way down the aisle with his jacket that hadn't been stolen yet.
No.
Jean-Pierre, the pirate, the one-eyed pirate, didn't steal it yet.
And I get Jerry the King Lawler was the heel, but how dare he claim that Bret Hart's the racist when he just goes, oh, Hakushi, that's his grocery list that's his grocery list. And it's like, oh yeah, nice job, Jerry.
Yeah, Lawler wasn't exactly squeaky clean when it came to his image, but yeah, he was stirring the pot, if you will, I guess, trying to portray Hakushi as, or Bret as a bigot because he just hated Bret. That's really what it was. But yeah, Hakushi easily was probably Bret's, on that 1995 resume. They fed Bret a lot of crap. Like I said, the Bob Backlund match, the Pirate, the Dentist. Even the Kiss My Foot match with Jerry Lawler wasn't very.
Let's bring that up, yeah.
Yeah, which we watched that show in the archives. That was we recapped it, right?
Yeah.
We didn't watch it. Yeah, I don't think we could have.
watch.
Well, we watched it, but we didn't do a watch along
Okay, I
of
get
it.
what you're saying, yeah.
I think I could be wrong.
Yeah.
You can find that in the archives, King of the Ring 1995. But yeah, this here with Bret and Hakushi. Hakushi easily is probably the one standout out of all the weird gimmicks that they fed Bret. And then, of course, towards the end of the year, they had Bret kind of build up his resume with Diesel at Survivor Series. And
we were literally just talking about how I think that's Diesel's best match.
Davey Boy's match with Bret when Davey Boy was a heel and Bret had just won the belt from Diesel. And he bled. It was at that In Your House.
A great match.
Yeah, fantastic match.
That actually might have been. It's sad because Davey Boy, especially like the jeans version of Davey Boy Smith, his career went down the shitter. But that might have been his last classic match, in my opinion.
95.
I can't.
No. You know what? There's one Davey Boy match that was actually really good, and that was the match he had when he won the European title for the first time in the tournament over Owen Hart in Munich, Germany.
I agree with you.
That was a great match.
I totally agree with you.
That was a great match. Yeah. Even some of the stuff he did with Shawn Michaels.
I don't.
The storyline wasn't that great, but the matches were pretty good for the most part. Hakushi making his way up, trying to escape here. So it looks like we're going the escape route. There's no pinfall. There's no submissions.
Yeah.
Because there's no referee in the ring, but we're going to escape here. And mind you, we're watching this. It's in the Big Blue cage.
I missed the Big Blue.
I do too. I wish they would bring it back.
Yeah.
Just for like special occasions. I'm not saying it's like every cage match, but bring the Big Blue back.
You know what? I think it's more palatable, if you will. That instead of just having just force ourselves with a Hell in a Cell, which I only think they should do like once every 5 years for fucking people that really, really hate each other and they want their mom to be dead type of shit. That those need to be Hell in the Cell, not just like every year throw them together. But if you do, you could do. Well, once every 3 months, a Big Blue, just throw it together just for the fans. I think that's way more palatable than throwing just a random Hell in a Cell.
I think what the problem with the Big Blue is look at it. It's steel bars. Like it's not forgiving like those mesh chain link fences that they use now.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole purpose of the Big Blue cage was for the buildup between Hogan and Bundy because how's Bundy going to escape the cage? You know, the chain link fence. So they had to build this reinforced steel cage for Bundy to wrestle Hogan in at WrestleMania 2.
I never thought of that.
That was the story. That was part of the story.
Yeah.
Hogan and Bundy in a cage, but how's Bundy going to be able to escape?
Yeah.
He can't climb over the top because the cage will collapse.
Yeah.
So they created this cage for Hogan and Bundy. And then they went and used it for years to follow. But it's not very forgiving, like when it comes to the physical, you're going to ram a guy into the cage, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
We are at a commercial right now, and in 45 seconds, we're going to skip that and go back to the action.
Yeah, that's not
but anyhow, I'd love to see occasionally a Big Blue return to the steel cage. If they did one of those, like, throwback nights, like, remember when they used to do, like, Raw, like, old school, when they had, like, the ring was different. Like, or if they brought it, I would love to have seen them have brought that back for like when they brought back Saturday Night's Main Event last year.
Yeah,
and they did a match in one of those cages.
I heard that if you're referring to like that Raw like vintage, I heard people paid $1,000 for front row seats to see like 2 matches.
Oh yes, that when they had it in the Manhattan Center. Yep. Yeah. That was I wouldn't have been too happy there. So we're gonna skip this commercial in 3, 2, 1, skip. And we are back with the action as Bret Hart's trying to escape the cage. Hakushi has his feet.
See, the one thing I'm a little mad at right off the
rip.
The rip, that Hakushi, the heel, was trying to climb over. I think that's more of a face thing to do, and the heel thing to do is go through the door. And Bret Hart went through the door. I think that should have been the opposite. Anyway, just me, just critiquing the.
I mean, I've had this argument with people before when it comes to the rules of a cage match. Yeah. Okay, now, growing up, the cage, before there was a Hell in the Cell, before there was those, you have Elimination Chamber, which is a little different. It's a little different concept, but you have these structures that are enclosed. A steel cage match was always, at least for me growing up, was always, it was the end all be all. You ended a rivalry in it, and it was designed for the two men to settle their differences, and there's no way of getting out.
Yeah,
right?
Good point.
Okay? And a lot of times they would use the escape route, and it's like, well, there's no way in, there's no way out, but in order to win the match, you have to escape the cage, either climbing over the top or through the door. Now, as I've gotten older, and I've watched a lot of this shit, a lot of those cage matches from years past with that escape route probably shouldn't have. That's probably not at least in my opinion, the way they should have adopted the stipulation in those particular stories. Like, for instance, Bret Hart, Owen Hart, SummerSlam 1994. There was no referee in there. It was just the two of them battling it out, and they had to escape the cage. Okay?
Yeah.
And it was designed so that the other members of the Hart family who were sitting ringside did not get involved. And Bret and Owen had a classic. It's in my top favorite steel cage matches of all time.
How can it not be?
Okay, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I love that match. Every year when it comes around SummerSlam, I watch that match because I love it. And also, I ordered it when I was a kid, so it's like I feel like an attachment to it that like I got to see it live, even though I wasn't there. But anyhow, silly me. The escape route worked for them. Okay, the two brothers were trying to fight and trying to figure out who the best man was. And then there's other times where there's like these rivalries that are so personal that there shouldn't be an escape route. Like, why is the babyface going to try to escape when he wants to get his hands on the heel? And then you keep a referee in the cage, and the only way to win is either pinfall or submission. Yeah. Like, it depends on what type of story is going into the match. If it's two guys that hate each other and can't stand each other, the whole point is to end it in the cage.
Yeah.
But if it's just a rivalry that, like, they're trying to, I don't know, they're trying to, limit the interference, and they want to use the escape route, like, to I feel like it's a cop-out at times.
I'm with you 10,000%.
Yeah.
Double down on your point, if we go back to Bret Hart and Owen.
Yeah.
What made that like even better, like the escape route is, it wasn't about, they hated each other and they wanted to beat up each other, but it was about winning the championship. Owen Hart was like, I got to win the championship.
The title was important.
It's not about, I want to stomp a mud hole in my brother.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be the champion.
I want to be the champion.
That's what made it. That's what made that part so much more special.
Yeah.
But you're right. When you get like I don't know, Bad News Brown, Jake the Snake Roberts or whatever, that should have been about. I don't know if they ever had a steel clothes match. I'm just saying.
You're throwing an example out there.
I'm just throwing an example out there. That's about stopping a mud hole on each other. Not escaping a fucking cage.
Like, I think what also hurt the cage match concept too was eventually when Hell in the Cell debuted, and the first couple Hell in the Cells, the match was designed for the action to stay in the cage, and then Shawn Michaels managed to get his way out, and they went to the top. The Undertaker Mankind one, they went to the top, and they threw him off the cage. So then those Hell in the Cell matches, people were expecting the action to leave the cage, and it totally took away from the concept. Whereas, like, the most recent Hell in the Cell match that took place was Punk and Drew McIntyre. They beat the shit out of each other in the cage, and there was no shenanigans where they escaped and went up top and threw the other one off the top of the cage to the ground or whatever. Like, that was the whole point. Like, one of the first Hell in the Cells that I saw where it didn't leave the cage was Brock and Undertaker from 2002 at No Mercy, where they just beat the shit out of each other.
And that was a 5-star match.
And the blood was flowing, and it was all personal, and there was nothing about escaping. Yep. The only time that someone made it to the top of the cage was at the end when Brock won, and he climbed and posed up top with the belt. That was it.
And I'm with you. And another one I think that get lost in history, which I put in my top 3 favorite Hell in Cells of all time, Usos versus New Day.
Yes.
They were so creative. They didn't fucking go out of the cell. They kept it in there. They used all these weapons and creativity. I love the New Day.
Within the parameters of that like WWE PG vibe, it was a great Hell in the Cell match.
I'm telling you, I do. Do I put that with Undertaker, Mankind? Probably not. But I put that, maybe top 3 might be melodramatic, but top 5 easy.
And then you could argue that like Cody and Rollins, when Cody had the torn pec and he wrestled hurt. And
I love that story. The match was okay, but the story was incredible.
Cody's injury, in my opinion, was a blessing in disguise when it came to the presentation of that match, because they just threw the two of them in a Hell in the Cell match for no fucking reason, because the pay-per-view was called Hell in the Cell.
Yeah.
And then Cody's injury made that match more violent inside the Hell in the Cell and kind of like restored the value of it.
Absolutely.
But nowadays, these cage matches, because there's a Hell in the Cell, the cage matches really don't have any kind of mystique about them. You know what I mean? Because you've kind of topped them with the Hell in the Cell matches.
I'm telling you, I hate. Do they still do it though? I don't think they do it anymore. But I usually hate just once a year. They just Hell in the Cell automatically.
It's been a couple of years.
That was the smartest idea in the history of mankind. And
they got rid of Hell in the Cell, like the pay-per-view.
In the official Hell in the Cell match, where I'm like, this fucking concept is dead to me, was the Fiend versus Seth Rollins.
I don't even want to get into that.
I'm just saying that's when that concept said is dead to me status.
I don't want to get into that because that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. As you see Hakushi climbing, trying to escape. Not a bad match. I mean, it's all right. Like, it's nothing spectacular between these two.
No, obviously we were talking about this during the podcast, so we were talking over it. But with that being said, this is not the in your house match.
No, definitely not. Oh, we got a nice little superplex off the top rope from the cage from Bret to Hakushi.
I think Bret Hart really did knock the wind out of himself.
Yeah, he could have. And there's Hakushi's grocery list, on his forehead and his chest area.
And the 90s was different.
Yes, the 90s were very different. Overhead shot there, Bret and Hakushi laying.
Nice job, cameraman.
Yeah, as we a couple minutes before this this watch along, this cage match ends. What else we got here? Bret trying to escape now.
That should have been that could. I would have been.
It could be.
I would have been satisfied with that finish. But it is. Yeah.
Oh. Wow. That's it.
That's it. No, that superflex was pretty gnarly, man.
All right.
I'm satisfied with that result.
I mean, the result, of course, Bret winning, but like that just felt so very anticlimactic. You know what I mean? Like, especially with the escape, like at least like have Hakushi make like an effort to like pull him out or something, or maybe like Hakushi goes through the door and Bret tries to climb over the cage and they have like the photo finish.
That could have been nice.
Yeah.
At least he maybe do the superplex and put him in a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's the end of this watch along here. This was. It
was random. We never saw it. That it's like that.
Like I said, happy hour.
You open your Cracker Jack. Sometimes you get that fake tattoo. Sometimes you actually get a nice.
Sometimes you get the ring. Yeah, you never know. Yeah, this time what did we get? Did we get a fake tattoo or did we get a ring?
We kind of did get the fake tattoo.
We got the fake tattoo. Okay, yeah. I like it. Happy hour. And you know what? I think this will be a regular thing for us. We could just find something we've never seen before and we just watch it with all of you.
Yeah. And if it's shit, guess what?
It's shit.
What was that, 12 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like I said, we talked over it, but, that's the whole point. We have to be engaging with you as we're watching this. So with that being said, thank you all for pressing play and hitting download and liking and subscribing and rating and reviewing this podcast. The very first Dennis J. Levy happy hour watch along. Is there anything in particular that you want to watch next time? You got some ideas. Is there anything? Let's put it this way before you go to our listeners. If there's anything that you would like to us to find on the vault that you would like to watch with us, by all means, let's do it.
Yeah,
okay. So hit us up on our DMs, even just write on the wall on our social media page, whatever.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want us to watch on the vault on YouTube, and we'll make it happen. But What about you, Dennis? What do you think we should?
What was it, Mr. Perfect, Dusty Rhodes? That sounded fucking fantastic.
That does sound pretty good. That sounded pretty good. There was also a Ricky Steamboat Vader match from WCW Saturday Night that I had never seen before that looked like could be some fun. So we're gonna search around, and our next vault will our next happy hour watch along will surprise you.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I think it's about time we officially put this edition of Happy Hour down for the 3 count, and we'll see y'all next time.